assembly required, but listeners' discretion is advised. Sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe or follow. Now, let's not keep you waiting. It's time to welcome your hosts of TNT Podcast, Tara and Tina.
Welcome, everybody. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. This is TNT Podcast with your host, the beautiful Tina, and myself, Tara. You can follow us on Instagram at TNT Podcast Show or on Twitter at T_N_T Podcast. Follow us on YouTube. It's probably the best way to subscribe to our channel, and you can check there anytime. And we've got some viewers on already. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Tonight is the continuation of the Women in Drag Racing series, which is so awesome because as this goes on, I'm meeting more and more women drag racers and just loving it. So this series is going to be something that's ongoing. So if you haven't been reached out to yet, or we have, and you haven't been on, we will be reaching out to you, or we will be having you on because this is going to be ongoing because there's quite a few. Or feel free to always reach out to myself or Tina as well, because we'd really like to keep this series going. And I think this is part 3. So tonight we've got 2 amazing women, Jess Richards and Lisa Gallegos, joining us. So we're going to introduce these 2 lovely ladies out of Ohio.
Hello.
Welcome, Jess.
Thank you.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Welcome, ladies. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, definitely. Thanks for having us.
And it's great because I've talked to you both, but I don't really know a lot about either one of you. So it's great for me to actually learn some stuff about you guys and your drag racing lives. So, Jess, maybe you want to speak up first, and just want to ask you, how did you get into all of this? Is this something that you've always done? And also, too, tell us about the car.
So this is something that I'm very brand new to. I bought my car with no intention of racing it. I just wanted a high performance car. I was going to buy a Hellcat, but then they released a Red Eye the same year I was going to buy it. So I'm like, what's a couple thousand more already at that price? So I bought it. I picked it up in April of 2019. Me and my dad went to the track with it just for fun in June, and that's when I got hooked. We ran down the track. We took turns running down the track. We were running 12s, 13s, and I'm like, there's no way this is all it got. And then that's when I entered my first NMCA race later that August. I was still completely stock, running stock 20-inch tires on the back and front. And then that's when I ended up looking into tuning more. And now the car is a completely different beast than what it was back then. Currently, its best run is a 9.6 at about 147 miles an hour. It's actually currently in the shop now, getting more mods. That should be done before Woodward. So I'm hoping that it's sub 9.5 by then. But this heat's killing me, so I can't get consistent with it. But we'll see what it does when I get it back.
That's awesome.
That's exciting. Tara, do you have a picture of her car?
I do.
Yeah, I want to see it. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So does your dad still go to the track with you, Jess, all the time?
Not as much anymore. His schedule's not as free as mine to be able to travel. I'll make a week out of stuff when he can only take a couple days. So he's not around as much anymore, but he still helps out at home when I need some help.
Right. Now you've been in the Navy.
Correct. Still technically am until January. But yeah, I was actually on deployment in the Middle East when I ordered my car.
Were you?
Thanksgiving, and then picked it up April Fool's Day after I got home. So
Awesome. What was that experience like for you?
it was one that I didn't want at first, but I'm glad I got it.
Yeah.
I was very reluctant to go at first because I wanted to graduate. I wanted to start my degree process, all that stuff. It pushed me back a year. But once I got over there, once I realized I was stuck there, kind of just had to get over it. And I started to actually really enjoy myself. The
Nice.
people I was over there with weren't the greatest. It was a clash of personalities, but you get that anywhere. So it's just all about making do.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
What
And it got
is
me
out
my
of
car.
Ohio?
Can't complain.
Right.
Yeah. What did you do there? Like, what was your
So
description?
I kind of worked in the I guess the best way to call it is the junkyard. So when units were done with stuff, they'd bring it to us and we'd demolish it completely down to scrap metal, to say the least. But it was kind of pointless because the scrap metal was just sold to the locals, and then the insurgents got a hold of it and then created bombs to just bomb our base. So it just kind of was a never-ending circle. That didn't really make sense in my mind, but I don't make the rules.
Would you go back? Like, do you have to go back to do any
Well, no,
more?
they actually closed all that down and we're out of Afghanistan now. So going back there is not an option, but I don't think I would.
No.
One and done.
So, Jess, what shop does the work to your car?
I did have work. It was originally done by Dusterhoff, and then a shop in Chardon, Ohio, Higher Standards, took over for a little bit, but it currently is at Wesley Motorsports in Michigan. They're doing their work, holding on to it until roadkill, and then I'll be able to pick it up right then and there.
Okay.
So it's
So is
kind
this
of all over the place.
Yeah.
Right.
What's your end goal? What are you shooting for?
I can't say I have one, and I know that's dangerous.
It
But
is.
every time you get a goal, there's people out there smashing it and breaking barriers that were never imaginable. I'd like to try and hit 8s by the end of this season. You guys may not know, but I start grad school in 2 weeks, so next year I won't be racing for 2 years. So I'm kind of trying to hit every milestone this year.
Good for you. What are you taking?
I'm getting my doctorate in physical therapy.
Good for you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, but I'll be back in July of 2024.
Awesome.
Already
Okay.
counting down.
I've got some really cool clips. Actually, let me check here of you. And I think I recognized actually some people in the background, and you can let me know. And watching these are just awesome because you're out of the hole like so fast. Like you're just gone in all these. It's fantastic.
Way red. Like as soon as there was a flicker of yellow, he was gone. Joshua Sports throws away at 873, 155 miles an hour. That was a lot faster. Ed Springstead's run. He's going to be, he's not going to be happy with this out for that. Jess Richards, Sheffield Lake, Ohio, 2019 Dodge Challenger. Right side, Tony DeMayo. DeMayo spun the tires really hard off the starting line. DeMayo's behind. Trying to catch up, not going to do it. 983.9, 144 for Jess Richards. Tony DeMayo, 995.7 at 144. No good.
The Sipples.
The
Sickle.
Like,
That was actually
hey,
the event I met them. And actually, when I watched it back and I saw their reactions, that like made the whole video for me.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, that's Jessica.
Yeah.
Job. Yeah, I love them. I love them.
They're incredible.
They are amazing people for sure. I'm excited that I get to see them in a couple of weeks
Yeah.
down in Detroit. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and what's really cool is the announcers too, right? Like we don't have too much of that here in Canada. So when I hear and I see stuff like this, it just makes it that much more exciting. I think, was this at the, we'll check here. There might be a couple that are at the same event, but you can let us know after.
Half a second difference at the finish line. You're the winner, Tony DeMayo. Here comes Bryce Roars from Hicksville, Ohio. And Jess Richards. Sheffield Lake, Ohio. 972 with a 2 and 144 miles an hour. Jess Richards.
Now you've gone up against him before.
Yeah, I usually meet him in the first round of the Quick 8. He has a completely stock red eye, so he doesn't make it too far often. But that was the same event. That was the first round of the Quick 8, and then the first video was the second round of the Quick 8. So that
And
was
where
at
was
Rockingham.
it?
Rockingham in April.
Okay, right, right. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, it is. And Mopar Madness. I've never been to that event. Have you been to that?
That was
Tina?
actually brand new this year.
Oh, okay, okay.
It replaced Monster Mopar Weekend indirectly. Same weekend. Summit just had something else going on, so
Oh, I see.
Driveway
Okay,
42 picked this up.
okay, all right. Because I've got a clip here for that as well. She gone every time.
Yeah, that was actually impressive because that day the DA was like almost 4,000 out by the time that run was coming, and then we had a storm coming in. No, that was the day before, but it was right after a storm. It rained for like 3-4 hours all day Saturday, so they had to dry the track off. Everything was a mud pit, and then Sunday we show up. It's hot and humid like it is now, so it was amazing that the car even performed like that. It didn't do it the second time, but it did it that time.
That's awesome.
It's good.
I think I don't want to play the same one because I've got a few here. I don't think this is this one.
That's my favorite.
So that's your favorite one?
It's the fastest car's ever done.
Is that the 9.6?
Yeah, so that 965 is the fastest the car's ever done. There's actually a funny story behind that run. This was in Bradenton in March this past year. And I didn't qualify for the Quick 8 because a lot of the Florida cars sit down there and they have fast cars, but they don't travel around anywhere. So Florida's usually packed with cars. But they were letting anyone who was like runner up or like an alternate run down the track. I was just waking up, getting out of my car when I'm hearing the call for the Quick 8. So car's already in the trailer, like getting ready to get tied down to leave for the weekend. I hear the call and I'm like, I'll just go up. Who knows? Anything can happen. And then Morgan, the track director, was like, hey, if you want to make a run, go ahead. We don't care. I'm still in like PJs and stuff. So I just throw on my suit, get in the car, and that's what it does.
Awesome.
It sucks because I didn't vlog it because I wasn't ready. Didn't check tire pressure, nothing. I just got in the car and ran. And then somebody was able to get the video, so I was really happy about that. And it did a little baby wheelie, and that's the first time it's ever done that too.
That's awesome. So you'll be chasing that now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the bar right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. So how often do you get out to the track, would you say? And are the tracks close by where you live?
So I've only been to a local track once this year for events. Everything else has been out of state. I usually have an event once a month. June was pretty quiet, but now August starting I'm just back to back to back. And then September I have Mo Party and then Indy. And then October, I ended with MIR. So the end of the season is kind of more packed than the start of the season was.
Okay.
But everything's pretty much out of state for the most part.
Right. I had a Rich reach out to me today to show some support to you both, actually. is it Rich Spitzel or yeah?
Yes.
I don't want to say his name wrong. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't either, and I apologize if I did because he was super sweet and was asking a question about making comments and stuff, and just he really wanted to show the two of you support, and that you're both in, I guess, a couple of the groups
Mhm.
that he's a part of. It was letters. That's all I remember.
The
So
ones-
maybe Jess, you can explain what they are that you guys are a
Yeah,
part of.
we're both a part of AMO, which stands for man, I don't even know because I'm just used to the abbreviations. But the other one I do know is Northeast Ohio Mopars. That's the Northeast NEOM one you saw. Maybe Lisa knows what AMO stands for.
I believe it's all Mopar Muscle something, Ohio.
Yeah, we're
I'll have
just
to
used to
look
the
now that you say
abbreviations.
that. I just know it's ammo.
It's pretty much based in Columbus for the most part. That's where a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the activity is.
Okay, gotcha. And I mean, how far apart are you guys? Like, Ohio's a huge state.
I'm
Yeah.
in Upper Sandusky, so I'm about an hour and a half south of Toledo.
And I'm Cleveland, so I'm about 2 hours east of Toledo.
Okay,
So
there you go.
There you go.
There we go.
Dan helped us.
Thank you.
thank you. Well, I had the all in the Mopar and Ohio.
It was safe to guess that Mopar in Ohio was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, eh?
So Jess, do you have a you put a cage in the car and everything now, right?
Yeah, it's fully
Yeah, I thought so.
caged. It's 850 cert. The only thing that I'm knocking on the door of is a parachute. Trying not to go that route, but it's pretty close. I've put a 149 up on that board already, so it's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, are some tracks different than others too? Like if you were to hit that, give you more of a hard time than
Yeah, they're pretty sticklers. Once you hit that 150, they're gonna start saying you need to get the chute. A lot of the tracks are being strict this year because of the new 9-second license that came out. So they're making sure you're pretty much by the book. So it's either all or nothing. In the years
Right.
past, they haven't been as strict, but now they are.
Gotcha. I wanted to have a peek too at I've got a picture of your. You got some really cool shots. There's the inside. I wanted to ask about your license plate. Too.
So it's actually right there on the hood, spelled out: Devil, Demon, Monster, Muscle Beast.
Got you. Okay. Right on.
The name came from an article I read about the car when I first got the car. This is how one of the reviewers explained the car, because they were kind of taking a jab at how Dodge makes super long names. So this is one of the ones they use, and I'm like, oh, that actually sounds kind of cool. And I just
Yeah. That's so cool.
So
Anyways.
Jerome is asking about your best ET to date, and yours was the 965, Jess, correct?
Yes.
And Lisa, what about you?
954 before I broke the drive shaft in Maryland last fall.
Okay, and what were you racing?
I was racing the Charger, which
The Charger.
Yep,
Okay.
I no longer have it, but yes, that's what I was racing.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got
Very good.
a few vehicles.
Yeah.
That I was going through.
So Lisa, tell us a little bit about what all you have and what you race.
So hopefully my track hawk will be done soon, because that's what I'll be going to. It's had a few bugs, so trying to be patient. All else fails, I now have a Challenger Red Eye, so I may race that, but we'll see. It is my Red Eye's completely stock. Track Hawk's got a lot of work. We're shooting for the 8s in the Track Hawk, and so that's the goal. You know, faster is always better, so I can't always say, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
have you been doing this for a long time?
No, I started way before Jess did. Not way before. I guess it's been about 5 years, and it's all started. Well, I solely blame my husband for it. So we've been around it for a long time, because when we first started dating, he used to drag race until we started having kids.
Right.
So he set his car aside, and when our youngest son got interested, and I kind of maybe, then he was for it. But at the time, Norwalk had the high school nationals, and we had just gotten our Grand Cherokee. That's just the 5.7 Hemi.
Mm-hmm.
And just take it down the track. You'll have a blast. You'll have a blast. Yep, I took it down the track and got hooked. So
Right.
Oh yeah.
So then it had to be something faster and go from there. And well, now I have my Valiant, and hopefully sometime this season I'll get it out on the track so I can test it out. But it's a whole new ball
Yeah.
game because it's got a trans brake and other things that I've never used.
Right.
I've got
Right. Who's doing the work on the Trackhawk?
Demon.
Demon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Valiant?
Yes, that is my Valiant.
Awesome.
That one there is that one will run in the 8s, and before we bought it, and they had just finished some work on it and estimate that I could go in the high 7s.
Wow.
So that is, like I said,
I saw Jess's eyebrows. Oh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and it's unique because you don't see them. So
No, for
right.
sure.
I couldn't. And we went to North Carolina to get it, and like I said, we've made a few little runs out in Mexico, I'll say.
Yeah, Mexico. That's right.
And so, but it seems like every time we want to take it to a track, because one of the tracks close to us actually closed. So Norwalk is either Norwalk or Dragway 42 are my options, and those are at least an hour or so away. And every time we want to, it either is going to rain or we have something else that we've got to do, and it's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
So, and I'm in the same boat as Jess. August is going to be a big month, so it's
Right.
like, and this weekend, we're not going to be able to go anywhere. So it's like, okay. So I told him, my husband, I said, at the beginning of September, I said, we got to get this Valiant on the track so we know what it does and can get it racing and everything. So,
and the air will be cooler then as well.
Oh yes.
Right?
Yes.
That magical air temperature.
Yes. Boost weather.
Boost weather. Yeah, absolutely. That's not too bad, even an hour a bit away.
No, and it's not. But like I said, every time we try, it's going to rain. And sure enough, it rains.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's
yes,
right.
Dan.
Lisa, are you going, Lisa?
Yeah, because I've got some stickers for Dan Van Horn. So
right on.
But
That's
yes, I
awesome.
plan on going.
Great. I'll get to see you there. For people
Yes.
that, people that are listening or, have heard us mention this Woodward or going to Detroit, for people that don't know what it is, it's a huge car event that goes on down near the Detroit area once a year. And I think I read that it's 1 million people that go to this.
It was huge last year.
Yeah.
And all types of cars from all walks, like you just see everything, and you're basically 20 years old again for the weekend.
Yep, exactly.
And that's why I love it so much.
Same here.
It's just one of those fabulous weekends. So many great people, and no road rules for a bit of the day there on the Woodward Avenue. You can do some burnouts. Definitely not things you can get away with here in Canada. And just the party and stuff after the hotel and the whole atmosphere. It's fantastic. So if nobody's had a chance to get to this event, try to get there because it's incredible. And this year Dodge is going to be at the lot where we're going to be, and that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, did you both get chosen for Roadkill Nights?
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Okay.
Good job, Tina. Because yes, definitely.
So you both are going to Roadkill Nights, which is the weekend before the Modern Street Hemi race, correct?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So is that something you applied for?
Had to this year. I guess in previous years you didn't have to apply, but this year you had to apply in order to even get picked. So
I see. Okay. And then you just wait to hear back.
Yep. They send you, right, Jess? They send you an email and you got to fork over your money and say yes.
Last year, I was told about it like an hour after everything was open, and obviously that's too late. So this year I was ready to go. I've never been to Roadkill, so I have no idea what to even expect. I just know I want to race on Woodward.
I haven't been
Right.
because it's the weekend before. I always miss it, but I would like
Yeah.
to
I
try to
haven't
catch it
either.
one year. Yeah, yeah. That's amazing. So that's
It
pretty
is.
exciting that you both, anybody else that you know that was asked to go?
I think Anthony Carter, he's into the ammo group. He's going to be racing.
Okay.
And I don't, Tim Holberg.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
He's,
Tim was.
he's racing. And I don't remember who else. There are some other ones.
Do you guys know how many people get chosen to race?
Yeah,
Do
is
you
it
have
like-
any idea?
No,
Yeah.
I've
Okay,
been
I didn't know.
curious, but no, because I have a few friends that got chosen the second time around. So I'm
Mhm.
curious how many that are
Yeah, how
actually
many
gonna
people
race.
they actually, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do know a couple of guys that I'm friends with on Facebook who aren't Mopars that actually got chosen. They're running small tire though.
Okay. So, Lisa, are you going to be racing the Trackhawk at Roadkill? Or
I am hoping, but I'm not going to sit there and hope too much.
Okay.
So we
So
always
Okay.
have hope. We always
that
have
that is what I have it as registered as. But if we find out that it's not going to be ready, then I'll just say, hey, I'm going to have to take my Challenger and it's going to be stock. So, but
Well,
you know,
yeah. Okay.
it's on my bucket list. I like the
It's
guys.
an
I watch the
experience.
ones, yeah.
Right.
And we
Yeah.
actually watch that show every now and then, so it's not like
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a phenomenal experience.
right.
You know?
And then you're both going to come to Modern Street Hemmings next weekend?
Yep.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
We'll see
Yeah,
you there.
Yeah, we'll get to see you guys.
Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting vehicle, Lisa. What you doing with
Yes.
this one?
So this one is mainly a show car and a summer driver when it's not hotter than hell, because it doesn't have AC. Well, it does, but it needs a whole new. It just needs redone. But
Mhm.
it's a '68 Dodge Corvette. We actually got it during COVID, and we bought it in Virginia, I believe. Drove it home from Virginia, which was about a 4-hour drive. And it's weird. It's neat because the back seat actually faces those people who sit in the back seat actually face out to the road.
Oh, geez.
So my husband was like, "You really sure you want that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that is awesome." Because really, I'm not big on the station wagons.
I love the
station
wagon. I love
And
the
I
I
love
see
them.
wagons.
now I love the Magnum. That I wish
Yeah.
I got one when they were still being produced, but I never did. But that one there, even the color and everything, I said, yeah, we've got to get that. So we
It's very
take it.
nice.
We take it to our local car show in the fall, and I'll put skeletons in the back and all that kind of stuff. I figure, people take their kids, give them something to look at.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've got a couple of clips of you. Now, you don't have the Hellcat Charger.
No, we actually,
anymore.
my husband is still he's happier now that we do have kind of a replacement, but we did end up trading it off so we could upgrade our dually, because again, we're going to start traveling again too, and
Right.
our previous one just had too many miles, and I just
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You need it to tow too, right? So.
Yeah, right. But I know where it's currently at. I know the person who bought it. I traded it in at a dealership, and it just so happens that I knew the guy who actually bought it, and he's in Florida. So.
Oh, awesome. Well, that's nice. So yeah, I've got you running the Charger here, and then you can talk.
Check out this 1968 Dart Swinger. That thing is cool. Bud Light aside, third gen heavy swap. It's got a first gen heavy in it, I'm telling you. It fits in.
That
So-
damn spin.
Well, the spin, but we also figured out last season that I would be so hard on it coming off the line that it would actually push me back in my seat and my foot would come off the gas pedal because I always got accused of pedaling it. And so Nate from Demon
Okay.
took it out when we were racing last, I don't remember where we were at, but last year, and he didn't have any issues. And it was just kind of trying to eliminate what was causing it. And here it was
Right.
me because of the force and everything, it was just pushing me back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we
And just
actually,
the sequence you followed the same,
Mhm.
you know, and try to do the same thing every time. And
yes, and my husband, or not my husband, but my youngest son, who was actually in the video there, he actually 3D printed a block that we put on my gas pedal, so it didn't happen anymore.
oh, okay.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, oh, it sucked. Let me tell you, because I don't. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know I should go on yellow. I'm not very good at the light. I'll admit to that one, but I catch them usually at the big end, so I like doing quarter mile, and like if I can chase, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. Here, we've got one here. Sweet
That-
burnout.
Okay, and that's the other thing. See, I love those burnouts,
I
and my
do
husband tells me that you shouldn't be doing John Force burnouts.
Nope.
And I'm like, you correct.
I was sitting there
That-
going, wait a
That's
minute.
that was a no prep race.
Right.
So the bigger the burnout, the better off you are with that one. But that was actually my first no prep I done. I made
You
it.
just wanted to make sure.
Yes. So the person who sat there and was getting me in and everything, he was actually from the performance shop down in Columbus. And I did fine until there was a puppy kicker in that class. And so he knocked me out, which I knew was going to happen because kind of car beat a car like that person had. So, but it was a blast because I'd never done it before. So it was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good
So I-
experience for sure.
I did a few more of them, and I think I got a couple of those I may do, hopefully hit in September. So
Awesome.
Jess,
is this-
have you ever ran the no prep?
No.
Yeah. I haven't either.
I haven't either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to.
Me either.
it's not bad, except for if you do like no prep kings and you do their daily class. I had an issue when I ran it. Was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at the light, but in my defense, I couldn't get off the starting line,
Mhm.
even though Nate and them had taken some power out. So I could, because I had to run street tires at that time.
Mhm.
So
Oh.
the one that you just saw, I of course had my slicks on, but in no preps, you have to have street tires. That is the rule. And
Oh, okay.
this guy is just panicking behind me, you know, what have you had done and blah, blah, blah. I said, dude, I've never even raced this stock, and I've never raced it with the stock wheels. So I have no idea. So not only could I not get off the line, but it's the first time I had to actually steer a car down the racetrack because it just wanted to go everywhere.
Yeah.
So one of our buddies was like, you tell her. And and that was when they asked me about the peanut butter and jelly sandwich off the line. And I said, hey, first of all, I'm glad I got off the line. I said, I didn't hit the wall. And I said, once I got it straightened back up, I said, I hit it again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Jess, can you see
Jess,
that?
can you see it?
Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Hi, Ray. She is pretty amazing. So, Jess, I have to ask because I've been wanting to ask all night. How old are you?
I want to know too.
How old?
27.
27. Okay.
27.
Yeah,
gosh, to be that young again.
that's amazing. But she
Yeah.
looks younger to me. But again,
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Gonna have good
So that's-
teens.
Yeah. So I had to ask. I've been wanting to ask all night. So why not?
Why not, right?
Right?
Lisa, I think I just have one more quick clip here for you, and I think it might have been the same night.
Nope, actually, it wasn't the same night. That was a different no prep, or no, that wasn't a no prep. So that track is actually closed now, but that was kind of something they threw together for a test and tune, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to let you run this class even though you don't, because it's more of a small tire thing." And since I don't run small tires, so I would never go. But one of the guys was like, "Hey, we're going to let you and anybody else who wants to run, run." And I said, "Okay, I'll be there." So we go and run, and so what led up to that race was uh, this one guy I was racing before. When my son went to put me in, he actually triggered the light. So I gave that guy a win light. So I went on ahead and left, thinking, I might as well at least get a run out of it. Well, here it wasn't like that, and so the guy was throwing a fit. Hey, we should run and blah 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 and blah blah blah. So I ran that guy, and that guy wasn't happy with me because I won, and because he got me, but I caught him and went way around him, and he wouldn't talk to me afterwards. So I was like, whatever.
No, they always get hurt.
Oh, it is, and I get, and I'm sure Jess deals with it too. You get a lot of compliments a lot of times, but then every now and then you got that person who just, you got beat by a chick and they get ticked off.
But it's the women aren't. The women don't get really butthurt, but the men do. Hate to say it, but it's true.
So when I won and everything, I had to go back up. And when my husband goes, "Hey, you're racing Rusty," I said, "Oh my gosh, no." And I knew he was going to blow my door, and he did. But he made me, at the time, he made me run the fastest that I'd run. So I was all for it. I went and talked to him afterwards. I said, if I was going to get beat, I said, I'm glad I got beat by you. I said, and he's a great guy. Very, nice and everything, and just cares about everything that goes on in drag racing. So I was honored to be beat by him. I couldn't.
And that's what's great about it. You can beat each other, right? But you're still buds. Exactly. And that's what I love about it. One of the things I love about it is, you can shit talk and do all kinds of stuff, and still your best buddy the next day. Or if they need a part or something breaks, I've seen guys just scoop right in and get the car up, and they're no messing around. People just stop what they're doing to lend a hand.
Yep.
And it's great. It's amazing.
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So, I don't know, Tina, have you got any other questions or?
Nope.
For these ladies?
So roadkill's next weekend, correct?
Yep.
Both of you? Is it Saturday?
Or? It's Saturday, but we have to tech Friday night.
Okay. So where do you have to go to meet for at the roadkill?
It's at the
concourse. Okay. Right.
And hoping that the hotel that I chose, we can get the trailer in.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's a pain in the butt. You guys sit there and use satellite view to make sure that, I think we can get the trailer in there.
And there aren't a lot of options in that area to stay. That's one thing I found too when I was there the first time. I'm like, wow, it's kind of like dead down here. Like, there's not much around at all, and to find accommodations, and they book up fast. Like if you ever plan to go, book early.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Too, so I'm good to go.
Yeah. And I'm super excited. I get to actually meet you guys in person.
Yes.
In a couple of weeks.
Me too.
Yeah, and I get to see Tina again and then I don't know when I'll get to see her after that. So I'm super excited. It's an amazing weekend. Just an amazing weekend.
I look forward to meeting you ladies.
You too.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for joining us tonight and telling us all about your cars and your experiences, and everything's positive, right? Like, we love it. It's great.
Oh, yes.
Right. Dan's mentioning the Mopar Nationals, and that is one of the best shows ever.
Yeah,
so
I've never made
Mopar
it.
Nationals, and I haven't been for a few years, but yes, it's a great show.
And is that also in Ohio?
Yes, it's a National Trail Raceway.
Okay, I've never made it, but I've heard it's amazing.
I haven't been to that one.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in the future I'll get to go. Geez, I need more holidays. That's what I need.
Same here.
be over there all the time. Like, it's always something going on, right? But we'll see you guys soon, and stay safe.
Thanks for coming.
And thanks for
Thanks for
joining
having
us.
us.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. We'll have you back.
Yes. Awesome.
When you're in the 8s there, Jess.
Right?
Yeah.
Both of them.
We gotta
Both
get
of
on
them
both
went
of
the
you.
8s.
Both of you. 7
Oh,
and
yes.
8. Yeah, awesome.
Well, good
Take
luck,
care,
and I hope you
guys.
both make it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Awesome. I love this series and learning about all these amazing women. But before we toodaloo, we just wanted to actually mention to anybody out there that's interested, our friend Gary Rudy. Go see him over at Gary GR Motorsports for the drag coach. He is actually, you can hire him to teach you the ropes. And he's got different packages and stuff like that. If you're a beginner, if you're not a beginner, he knows his stuff, knows what he's doing. We know some of the drag racers that he's actually worked with, and he's a great guy. He'll do anything to help you out. So if you're looking to get into drag racing and you want some guidance, definitely reach out to Gary there. There's his phone number listed there, and he's got a website. You can just look up GR Motorsports and and give Gary a call. I guess that's our show for tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Gotta get the video.